Alrighty, welcome back. Hello, everyone. Hi. Today, we are reacting. Kind of a lazy day from me. I am too lazy to game. I'm so lazy right now. Look at this. I already am seeing this right here. This is already so interesting. Let's go ahead and get right into it. We're going to be reacting to some My Strange Addictions today. And I hope you guys enjoy.
Freak out. They're going to be free. We have our real pet bunnies in here. They're frozen. It's not freaky. Don't freak out. They're going to be freeze dried. So we do have to freeze them like meat.
Redondo Beach, California, on a quiet suburban street, lives 45-year-old Anthony Toth. To his neighbors, Anthony appears like a regular guy, but none of them know about the secret passion that he keeps behind closed doors.
Oh my god, that sounds terrifying.
What's behind this door is perhaps the most significant thing in my collection.
To the people that live on the same street as me, this is a garage. But to me, it's the Pan Am 747.
Oh my god.
Although Pan Am ceased operations back in 1991, Anthony has been on a mission to recreate the Pan Am flying experience in the comfort of his own home. He has built an exact replica of the first-class cabin in his 625-square-foot garage.
What I really desire is to be a part of what actually was the Pan Am cabin of the 1970s and 80s.
In this overhead bin, I
This is baffling.
keep a lot of cabin supplies like socks, eye shades, and extra headsets. This is an original seatbelt sign and no smoking sign. I knew when I saw them I wanted to add them to my cabin.
Not only does Anthony's aircraft have working seatbelt signs,
Wow.
but he has gone to great lengths to be prepared for any in-flight emergency. But Anthony's biggest challenge was searching the world for 18 matching first-class seats.
Yep.
And even though they are 30 years old, they are in perfect working condition.
They actually have the Pan Am logo still on the seatbelts.
Wow.
But by today's standards, no one would actually want a first-class seat like this. They were manual footrests that you had to pull out.
What do you mean nobody would want that?
Anthony
Look,
spends
that
as
looks
much time as
so much more
possible in
comfortable
his
than an
first-class
actual
cabin.
airplane.
He even dines here every single evening and only uses Pan Am plates and trays.
So these are the Pan Am containers. Anytime I see any of this stuff, I just pick it up. And I just like to have enormous quantities of all of it.
Most of these pieces don't exist anymore. They were made some 40 years ago. And I've restored nearly everything in here to its
Wow.
original look and feel.
But Anthony's obsession doesn't stop with collecting. Whatever he's unable to find with a Pan Am logo, he gets custom made.
I actually have these bags made. I can fill the package with fresh nuts, seal it, and then recreate the ability to open that package in my cabin and have a beverage service right in here, just like it would have been back in the 70s.
But Anthony's most prized
So he
piece in
seals
his
it just to go
aircraft
sit down and
is
eat
the
it.
winding staircase that in the early 747s led to a first-class lounge.
That's so
You can't
cool.
have a Pan Am 747 in your house without a winding staircase.
His goal is to have it lead to his bedroom.
Unfortunately, I'm not actually able to cut the hole in my house, but I've already started collecting the pieces that will comprise my upper deck.
To make the illusion of flight complete, Anthony has installed an audio system where actual sounds of a 747 before takeoff are continuously played.
When passengers walk on board the airplane, the sound they hear would be exactly what they would hear when they're on a 747.
By this time in my life, I probably should have a much bigger home and a smaller mortgage, but I spend a considerable amount of my free income on collecting.
Yeah.
I started collecting when I was 5 years old. I remember the actual moment when it happened. I was on my very first 747, and I wanted to take the in-flight magazine and the plastic cup. I would get really excited to see the actual tray and dishware that was put in front of me, the way it looked, the cabin walls, the cabin decor, because I didn't want to miss any aspect of the flight from start to finish. I would literally run up to the very front of it and start photographing every inch of the cabin all the way to the tail. It really resonated with me as a child, and by the time I was in my late 20s, I had amassed enough pieces to actually create the shell of an aircraft. And I would actually just live inside the aircraft. Every single house I've lived in has had some airline cabin in it. And the older I got, the bigger the cabin got.
Anthony even sleeps in his cabin.
Oh,
Looking at down here a lot.
are you serious?
I would prefer this world from the real world any day.
It's a bunny slide.
Meet Candace Frazee and Steve Lubansky. This Pasadena, California couple is so smitten with bunnies,
Bunny slide.
they've amassed a collection of rabbit-related items numbering 29,000 and counting.
Wow.
Their collection is so vast, it's held the Guinness World Record 8 years in a row.
Wow.
We get up and do our teeth and our hair, but I'm using a bunny hairbrush and a bunny toothbrush, and then I cook, and it's all on bunny plates. If we can find it in bunny, then I get it. Hop this way. This is our warren. A warren is where bunnies burrow underground.
This was just the living room, and it was just a sofa and a couple chairs and a TV, and it's been like 17 years since there was furniture in here, so that's going back a ways.
Wow.
But nearly 2 decades later, Candace and Steve's collection has grown so large, it often requires up to 6 hours of maintenance a day.
Isn't that fabulous?
And cleaning is actually adding to the collection.
Dust bunnies. I collect them, put them away. Our dust bunnies are not any more special than anybody else's. The Easter Bunny lives here, and Peter Rabbit lives here, and dust bunnies live here.
But their bunny collection overflows outside too.
Oh, well, that's place in it.
To mourn their fallen
I love that
figurines,
though. I love that
they
love.
even have a bunny graveyard.
Everybody
Oh.
breaks a plate or a dish right there. For us, we plant it in the garden, and we call it the Garden of Broken Dreams. We plant it to grow again.
Wow.
Each bunny ends its life with dignity because the whole collection started as an act of love.
I started calling you my honey bunny when we were dating,
Right.
and
Then I brought a
you
bunny.
Oh.
Yes, I did.
so you got me, you got me one on Valentine's Day. And then before you know it, we're giving each other a bunny every day as a love token.
This is my favorite honey bunny right here.
Buddy.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
Most
Oh
people
my
keep their
god, that's
pet
so
rabbits
cute.
in a hutch outside their home.
Oh, they
But
have
Candace and
bunnies.
Steve have given 5 live bunnies an entire room all to themselves, letting them use it as their own personal playroom, kitchen, and even bathroom.
Yum, yum.
At least
I
they
think that
don't
most
go
people
on the
would
floor.
Look at a situation like this and make the judgment that we're slightly off our rocker.
Come here, guys. Come on.
And I understand that. I don't have a problem with that. That's their judgment call.
Over the years, 13 of their rabbits have died, but Steve and Candace give each pet special treatment, even after they're dead.
Several years ago when
Oh my
Honey
god,
Bunny
is that what she was talking about in the beginning? Where she...
passed away, Candace had found out about freeze drying versus taxidermy.
Like taxidermy, freeze drying preserves dead animals, but it lends them a more lifelike appearance.
She's a bunny, and we don't throw away our bunnies.
It's just comforting to know that we didn't bury them and they're not being eaten by worms.
So far, Candace and Steve have preserved 3 of their 13 dead rabbits. But at $500 a rabbit, they can't afford to freeze dry the rest.
Our fridge, freezer, something special in here. You want to see? All right. We have our real pet bunnies in here. They're frozen.
Next to food. Are you sure there's no bugs in there, dude? Are you sure? Oh my god, that gives me so much anxiety. They even eat bunny, like Blue Bunny ice cream, bunny cereal.
Not freaky, don't freak out. They're gonna be freeze-dried. So we do have to freeze them like meat. The first thing that we do is we put our pet down on the ground so the other bunnies can sniff and know that the bunny has passed. Otherwise, they'll keep looking for their friend.
Yeah.
Then I wrap it up in saran wrap and tinfoil and plastic, and eventually it's in a garbage bag. There's Honey Girl and Gerda and the different bunnies in there. There's 10 in there. And we have Blue Bunny ice cream, of course, and our wedding cake, but that's all that's in our freezer.
Some of the deceased bunnies have been in the freezer for nearly 10 years. The day Voices told Barry Levinson to begin collecting mustard.
Mustard? Oh my god. I love that. It's literally Colonel Mustard, bro. It's the Mustard Man. I'm so happy. I love that there's a Mustard Man.
Was the day his life changed forever. 26 years later, he's the owner of the world's largest mustard collection. The 5,500 samples from 50 states and 80 countries are worth over $125,000.
Oh my god.
And each piece is so priceless that Barry only handles them with special gloves.
These are very old mustard jars, and you treat them as you would any antique. So we want to handle them very carefully. Very carefully. The very first food put into a tube was mustard. That mustard. Picnic mustard, right there.
I think Barry is overly dedicated to mustard. He's totally...
Did you see behind her? They eat so much mustard they have to buy like restaurant size. Look at that. That's like what I used to use in college. Look at this. Look at the size of this. Look at the size of this, guys. What? Uncle Buck's mustard. That's so much mustard. And she's even wearing yellow. She's into it.
Barry is overly dedicated to mustard. He's totally crazy. There's times that I think it's a little bit too much.
From the moment he wakes up, Barry's world is consumed with all things mustard.
There is not a day that goes by that mustard is not some part of my life.
He
Mustard toothpaste?
brushes his teeth with mustard.
He brushes his teeth with mustard. Are you serious?
And shaves with the condiment.
Are you serious? What?
If I want to feel very English, I'll use an English mustard. If I want to feel sweet, I'll use a honey mustard. It actually does a very good job for shaving.
He dresses only in mustard-colored apparel
Look at him.
and makes sure that every single piece of food he eats is covered with mustard.
If I were to count, I would find that I'm putting mustard in my mouth at least 8 or 10 times a day. There are no limitations on how mustard can be used in food.
Barry estimates that he has tasted more than 2,500 different mustards, and he can identify every single one by taste and smell alone.
Are you serious?
French walnut mustard by Fallow. I think I have a fairly sophisticated palate when it comes to mustards. I think the same thing might be said of someone who is a wine connoisseur. That's an Irish stout mustard, probably Lakeshore. There's a complexity about mustard that's lacking, certainly in ketchup, lacking in other condiments. This is a black truffle mustard.
While Barry has been an avid collector since 1986,
Wow.
it took over a year before his love of mustard turned into a full-blown obsession.
I had that rare opportunity of arguing before the U.S. Supreme Court as a lawyer. And on the way over to the court, I saw this on a discarded room service tray at the hotel. I put it in my left pants pocket, brought it with me to the U.S. Supreme Court, argued the case Griffin versus Wisconsin. I won the case 5-4. Very difficult decision. I'm sure it was the mustard that made the difference. And that was a tip-off to me that mustard was going to be my life.
Wow.
So I just did it. I quit my job as a lawyer for the state of Wisconsin to devote my life to my mustard collection.
What? Are you serious? Oh my god. That blows my mind, man.
The fact that Barry used to be a lawyer and gave up that career to collect mustard, I think it's a little crazy, but he's an obsessive person. He gets a wild idea and he sticks with it. Do we want blueberry or blackberry with crunchy mustard seeds?
Ooh, blackberry with crunchy mustard seeds.
While mustard rules every aspect of his life, there's a rival condiment that Barry absolutely cannot stand.
It's a good thing that we're not experimenting with ketchup. Like, well, you know, it's just ketchup. There's nothing, it's like, whoa. Why would I foul something that I'm eating with ketchup? Especially when there's the option of mustard.
Barry's aversion to ketchup and compulsive mustard collecting has grown so intense that recently Patty urged him to seek professional help.
That's really good.
Wow.
I had him see a therapist, and he's been doing that for a while, trying to maybe focus on other areas of his life and our life together. My guess is Barry's pretty tough and extremely stubborn, and nothing's gonna change.
Wow, guys, that was super intense. On to the next one.
My name is Nathaniel. I'm 27 years old. And I'm in a serious relationship with my car.
Oh my god, he's...
Morning, baby. Handsome man.
Nathaniel is in a committed relationship with a car that he's named Chase. He met Chase
Oh my god.
in a resale lot about 5 years ago.
It was love at first sight. His body and then his interior and everything just together just seemed to fit. And I just felt an instant connection.
Nathaniel's obsession first developed as a teenager when he would build model cars. But he didn't find true love until he met Chase.
I find this part of him the most sexy just because of the subtle lines and curves. I'll give him a kiss here. And just kind of caress him down the side.
My initial reaction was I was kind of shocked. It was kind of weird because it was just hard to understand.
When I started collecting roaches, I only had 5, and now I have thousands. I like roaches because when they crawl on my arms, they tickle me, and when I hold them, they make me real happy.
I could do without them, but she really likes them, so.
Could you imagine being that girl's parents?
I don't love the cockroaches, but I can deal with them. I do have freak out moments every once in a while. Oh my god, get those! Get them all!
No roaches escaped, Mommy.
But overall, you know, I've come to accept Shelby's passions.
I love air freshener. I love it, absolutely. What I love about drinking air freshener is the taste. There's a million air fresheners out there, but the one that I like is Fresh Linen. I've tried other scents, but I don't like them. None of them taste like they say they smell. Cinnamon is not cinnamon. Apple Crisp is like dirt. I've got to have Fresh Linen. I literally crave it. In the last 3 years, there's not a day where I've not had it.
20 cans of air freshener a week. Guys addicted to casting.
Casting is putting a cast on myself. I'm perfectly fine, perfectly healthy. I like the feeling of the cast around me. I've done like 2 full arm casts, 2 full leg casts. I've done 2 full leg casts and an arm cast. I've put on so many different casts, it's ridiculous. What I love about casting is it just feels so amazing and so snug and so comfortable. It gives me like this high that I just can't really get any other way. My earliest memory of casting was definitely in early grade school. At about 6 or 7 years old, I used to steal all of my parents' toilet paper and I used to wrap up my legs in toilet paper to mimic a cast. When I was 12 years old, I broke my arm rollerblading and I got my first cast. I got a lot of attention with a cast on. And it's just kind of been an ongoing process ever since then to just learn as much as I can about it.
Wait, so is it an
I
attention
absolutely
thing? Or?
love the attention I get. I use crutches,
Yeah, okay.
I use a scooter, I use a wheelchair, whatever it takes. And then I love going out in public and then just seeing everybody like, oh, that gawk look, you know, it's just amazing.
I sting myself on my hip, my elbow, on a finger, my ankle, my forehead, on the tip of my nose. The most I've ever given myself was between 15 and 20 in my left hip. I really love stinging myself with bees.
That's really strange.
Margaret has been addicted to bee stings for the past 10 years.
Oh my
Her
god.
addiction started innocently as a way to relieve her arthritis. In search of relief from the pain, Margaret turned to the beehives in her backyard.
I had read how people have been using it to relieve certain pain symptoms. The first time that I stung myself, it didn't hurt as bad as I thought it would. And it just got easier every time.
When I was pregnant, I used to take pieces of tissue and dip them in bleach and take them like pills. But my nutritionist and doctor, they made me stop doing it. And I thought it was just because I was pregnant and it'll go away.
But Gloria's bleach addiction didn't go away, and she's even taken it a step further. Every morning, Gloria now adds bleach to her bath water.
She's gonna go blind.
Or a bath, I have to use bleach. I have to use it. I first run the water, then I take the bleach and I pour it in a tub. It's not a certain amount that I...
The reason I bought it, these blades, table fans. This is a Fanimation Urban Jet. It kind of looks like the fans from a 1950s Cadillac. Tower fans. Tower fans are slim, so they can fit in tight spaces, yet they move a lot of air. Box fans. This is a beautiful treasury, perfect example of a box fan treated well. It's got a very great sound. Listen to it on low. It's beautiful. It's like a bird humming. Hasek fans. A Hasek fan, at first you think, oh, that's just a footstool. Well, actually, as you can see when I lift it up, there's a fan, motor, and blade.
Well, I always had a rule about not collecting ceiling fans.
This is a 1980 Hunter original. This is a Hunter model 22450. This is a portable ceiling fan. Notice how it twists like that?
My first thought was, when will it stop?
So you've done a lot of traveling.
I've been around.
Would you go with?
Oh, I've seen
someone
this
like me?
one.
Because I'm old enough to be your mother, definitely. Maybe
but
old
you're-
enough to be your grandmother,
But you're
depending.
But you're pretty enough to take home, though.
Oh well, thank you.
Let's dance.
You want to dance?
Yes, you're right.
Oh,
Come this way.
thank you.
This way.
The date with Karen was incredible. She was 100% my type.
I had a wonderful time with Kyle, and I've had such an amazing time. I just don't want it to end.
They're totally gonna fuck. That is insane.
All right, folks. There you go.
What is that?
That's our food.
He grabbed 3 plates, thinking he was going to pay for 3 people. But there were 6 of us.
You only paid for 3
That's
plates?
delicious. I know I got your favorites.
You only paid for 3 plates?
If I have more than this number of plates, then I have to pay for more people.
Whoa. Oh, it's a bridge. It's a bridge. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Whoa, it's not a slide. It's a bridge. You have to walk on it like this.
Whoa, Chloe! What is that? Oh, look! Kids leave toys all the time. If they're unclaimed, why not pick them up and take it home with you? Because they're free. It's perfectly fine. We just wash it off and it's clean.
It's missing 2 wheels.
She could still play with it, Vic.
We end up having a lot of toys that are maybe not supposed to be used anymore, cluttering our house.
It's not easy for busy parents to keep romance alive.
It's hard to find time, you know, with Chloe, with me and him working. So it's good to keep the romance alive.
But for Apple Malesio, a full-time model and mom, it's even more difficult. All of her spare time is spent slashing her family's expenses.
When we first had Chloe, I noticed her being more frugal than she normally was.
Chloe, it's time for your milk. Suddenly I stopped producing breast milk, so now I collect breast milk for my friends. Amy is from my yoga class. Jessica is actually one of my coworkers. Brandy, we do play dates with her. This is Jennifer's milk. Megan's, more Jessica's. Chloe prefers Jessica's milk over anyone else's breast milk. I mean, this is her fave. She'll drink the others, but this is more her preference.
Drinking someone else's breast milk's a little bit weird, but she kind of insisted on using it.
Free breast milk saves Apple over $1,000 a year off the cost of fortified toddler milk.
Do you like it, Chloe? Having a baby made me more obsessed with saving money. After college, I was cheap, but then after having a baby, it made me extremely cheap. People buy baby wipes, moist towelettes, but instead I like to make them at home. Okay. There you go, you have moist towelettes. I use this to wipe my hands with it, and or wipe the tables, like my kitchen table, my kitchen counter. This is totally reusable still, so I put it in this container. And this one is Chloe's baby wipe, so I use the wipe to wipe her bum with.
I guess just recently we have this argument, reusing the wipes in different ways like that should be discarded.
Apple's homemade wipe saves her 50 cents a day for 6 diaper changes.
A changing table is one of the most expensive things that a new mom has to buy. So instead of spending $200 on a changing table, I got mine for free at a gas station that was going out of business.
When Apple first brought home a used changing table from the gas station, I thought it's kind of weird. Things from the gas station aren't clean.
Victor thought of the changing table as ugly and dirty when I first brought it home, but we washed the top layer and we cleaned it. People use changing tables all the time, so why not use this one?
I mean, we can't sound like we can't afford a new changing table.
And as Apple has found ways to save on baby wipes and changing tables, she's also found a way to save $450 on diapers themselves.
Why not use t-shirts to make reusable cloth diapers? You cut the sides and cut the sleeves off, then fold the flaps, and there you go.
Dishes. I can see myself in the plate.
I'm Melanie O'Brien.
And I'm Sean O'Brien.
And we're America's cheapest family.
That's not something to be super proud of.
In the summertime, when the kids are playing outside in the pool, we can utilize that afterwards to help clean our dishes. We save money on the water bill. We save money on the electric bill. Are we going to become millionaires off of it? Not per se, but it's going to help us to be able to allocate that money towards a better purpose. See? Fun and work.
Who wants bacon? I do. Sean and I agreed that if we don't have to buy anything new, then we won't. And we'll make use with what we have. That's our lifestyle. That's our way. Our pots and pans broke. The handles broke off. And instead of going out and buying brand new pots and pans, Sean made this wrench that doubles as a handle. And the duct tape protects my hands from burning. All right, kids, bacon's ready.
It's been more than 10 years since Sean and Melanie have made any significant improvements to their home. A sacrifice
This is where we spend most of our time, in the living room. As you can see, we've got very sparse furniture. Living room furniture can cost up to $10,000-$20,000, depending on what kind you're buying. Ours costs maybe $50. A few months ago, our shower head broke, and Sean came up with a great way to fix it. For the price of a soda bottle, he rigged it up to the shower head and just poked holes in there, and now we have a brand new shower head.
I was just wondering if you guys had any food that you're not using, like leftovers.
She's not proud. It's like, hey, if you're going on vacation, you need to empty out your fridge, bring it over. People are still willing to give her food.
Hey, Chris, how's it going? I was actually wondering if you guys had any leftovers or any food that you're not using.
I've got some lettuce.
Sometimes I'll give her eggs and sometimes some stuff from our garden. But I know that she's very frugal, and so I know she's probably going to put it to good use somehow.
Hey, have a good one.
Hey, bye.
Bye.
Jordan's monthly food bill comes out to a mere $180, thanks to her creative money-saving solutions.
So this is what I like to call an end loaf. In our house, we go through a lot of bread, and a lot of people don't like to eat the heels of bread, but Bubba likes it, my kids love it, and it's still good. So after a while, it makes an entire loaf worth.
Jordan's been trying to find out even more ways of being a cheapskate at home. So one of the ways that she tried was dashboard cookies.
A neighbor of mine, she gave us some cookie dough that was about to expire. I bake cookies without using any power, and it doesn't make your house hot.
With the car temperature at 160 degrees, she's finished baking for free in 2 hours. And it's this cheap thinking that's led Jordan to her newest and perhaps most extreme penny-pinching plan yet.
There's a new trend with backyard farming where I think we have plenty of space in the back and we're fenced. That I think if we no, hear me out. We could raise a pig and then get a ton of pork out of it. You can pay upwards of $3.50 per dozen for eggs. You pay $10 for a chicken. 6 chickens later, you're getting a half dozen eggs a day. I mean, that's incredible. That's great savings.
What would our neighbors think of that?
Our neighbors might think we're crazy, but
Aunt and Uncle just happened to show up on our family dinner day.
We would love to have you, Terrence.
Yeah. No, we would love to have you. They're throwing off my budget completely. But it's our family dinner, so I'm gonna splurge. I'm gonna do my thing, and they're gonna be happy.
I was the happiest guy in the world. I felt that I was going to eat like a champion.
It's gonna be really top-notch, and it's gonna be very expensive.
You can imagine the dismay on everyone's face when he pulls up to a Chinese buffet.
I couldn't believe it. All I can see was food stacked upon each other. We were promised fine dining.
This is fine dining. Look at this. Feel the veneer of the table.
What about one time eating something that you want to eat that's really nice?
Yeah, you're gonna have whatever you want.
A buffet?
You're gonna like this over here. You guys don't seem very hungry. You want to sit and talk for a while.
No, we're just upset. We want to leave. That's what we want to do.
I'm upset.
We want to leave. We want to go to fine
Have
dining.
you ever trusted me? At least give it a try. We at least agree to give it a try.
I guess we're here. We're not going anywhere else.
Okay. My family is showing a distinct lack of appreciation. I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna make sure that everybody's happy. All right, folks. There you go.
What is that?
That's our food.
He grabbed 3 plates, thinking he was going to pay for 3 people. But there were 6 of us.
You only paid for 3
That's
plates?
delicious. I know I got your favorite.
You only paid for 3 plates?
if I have more than this number of plates, then I have to pay for more people. That's a lot of food.
I thought he paid for each of us to eat. For us to share, that was unacceptable. I was so mortified that he would even suggest it. We went and got our own plate, but I expect you to pay for it. That's it. This is not the food that I hoped for.
Sure it is.
I mean, come on. Pizza.
This is just so good.
Okay, what is this?
That's fine dining, Mother.
That looks like a wet noodle.
Well, I'll tell you what. Next year, you don't get to choose. Being at home and him doing things cheap is okay to some degree. But when we're in public, it's not good. It's embarrassing because people might be in earshot or looking.
Where's your check, sir?
Oh no! $92.28? That's literally all my change.
He is going to pay $92 with quarters, nickels, and dimes.
I've been saving for this all year.
When Terrence walked in with this huge bag of coins, I wanted to hide under the table. You're thoroughly embarrassing everybody
I
here.
am not embarrassing anybody. I saved and scrimped for this money.
I just thought that was the most embarrassing moment in my life.
I just can't imagine. This is really happening.
I'm just embarrassed. We're not going to wait around.
So here it is. I'm starting to count out all my change, doing my thing. My wife is standing there and she's like,
I don't believe this.
92.10.
We just couldn't believe that he was really counting those pennies, and I couldn't believe that he was actually going through with it.
I have never seen anyone pay for with the coins. Never.
Let's go.
Thank you for appreciating my tip.
That was terrible. Tartar sauce?
A freaky eater is someone who takes an eating habit to an extreme.
36-year-old truck driver Misty is obsessed with tartar sauce.
Oh my god.
It arouses me. Delicious.
She consumes as much as 10 bottles a week.
It's sheer ecstasy.
Pouring it, drenching it on everything from cupcakes
Oh my
to
god.
spaghetti.
That's really disgusting.
Eating tartar sauce is almost like having an orgasm.
Her children are revolted by her habit
That's disgusting.
and fear the worst is yet to come.
If my mom doesn't change her ways, she can die.
With only 1 week of intense therapy,
You're morbidly obese.
can experts Dr. Mike Dow and JJ Virgin stop Misty
Tartar sauce in your purse?
from drowning in tartar sauce?
Tartar sauce has taken over my life.
All right.
My name is Josh. I'm 27. I live in Worcester, Ohio, and I'm addicted to eating glass.
That's probably
Really
really
glass.
not good for you.
Just get like a warm feeling, kind of get a little bit tingly. Normally when I look for glass to eat, I look for champagne glasses, wine glasses, light bulbs. The reason I pick these are because they're usually a thinner glass. It's very gritty right now. It's hard to describe. It sounds awful in my head, the actual chewing. But I enjoy this a whole lot. There isn't a whole lot of taste, it's more of a texture thing. It's like eating horrendously sharp rock candy until you grind it down.
No, that's so bad.
When I
He's
first saw Josh eating glass, I thought it was fake. I didn't think it was real. And when I found out that it was, I was upset and scared.
I am a performer for a living. I do stand-up comedy, but glass eating is not my routine. I actually came across glass eating in a book that I was reading. It was kind of scary at first, and then once I realized that it didn't seem to be doing damage to me, it got a lot easier for me to do.
I'm worried about you. You don't know what that's doing to the inside of you. Like, most people are worried about having bad cholesterol and you eat glass.
Yeah, but it's not like I feel anything. It doesn't hurt when I eat glass or anything.
Yeah, most people don't know they're gonna have a heart attack either, and they have those all the time.
I've cut my lips many times, the corner of my mouth. I've had pieces of glass in my gums, so there's very distinct possibility it could be cutting deep down inside my body.
So I don't know why you're eating it at all.
You know, I try not to do that.
You can try not to do it, or you can just not do it at all. Like, I don't understand why this is so hard for you.
Because, you know, once I get in front of people that I just get compelled to do stuff. I eat glass at parties, bars, friend get-togethers. I love reactions I get from people. I very rarely will do it alone. I guess more than anything, I'm really addicted to the attention.
My name is Mary. I'm 46 years old. I live in Farwell, Michigan, and I'm addicted to eating cat food. They just burst with flavor in your mouth. I mean, I just love them. One for you, and one for Mama.
Mary's cat food cravings started 5 years ago after a difficult divorce. She began spending all her time at home with her 3 cats. Then one day she had the urge to eat a cat treat and was instantly hooked.
I start thinking about a certain flavor cat treat, and my mouth will water. These little square ones have a cheesy taste on. These are the beefy ones. On a scale of 1 to 10, the crunch factor is a 10.
It's gross. There's 4 basic food groups, and cat treats are not one of them.
Oh my God.
There's been days where I ate cat treats all day long and never ate any people food.
Wow.
The cabinet just calls my name and they'll say, Mary, come eat. And I'll go sit on the deck and eat some treats and watch some TV, eat some treats. I always keep a bag in my car, in my purse. Then we have bedtime treats. By that time, I've gone through a bag or 2.
Mary is unemployed, but spends $200 a month on cat food for herself.
I spend more money on cat treats than I do on regular food. You take it out of Mommy's mouth? Psych.
But cat treats alone aren't enough to satisfy Mary's craving. In the past year, her addiction has escalated to wet cat food.
Oh.
It tastes and smells like chicken soup, just like Grandma used to make. I squeeze the spoon against the side of the bag so most of the gravy gets in the bottom of the bag.
That's disgusting.
My biggest problem is a bag of cat treats does not have for human consumption on it. What's it doing to the inside of her? Treats should not exceed 10% of a cat's total daily calorie requirement.
And I've been eating them for so long, and I'm fine. I mean, how could
I
they
know,
be hurting
but I
me?
think it's getting out of control a bit.
Oh yeah, well.
I think it's very important that Mary gets some advice on how good or bad these treats are for her.
I have a 17-year-old cat to prove that these are not harmful. Until somebody proves otherwise, I don't see no reason to stop eating them.
My name's Patrice. I live in London and I'm addicted to eating bricks. London is full of brick. The Houses of Parliament, Big Ben, the roads, brick is everywhere. I'm having this constant reminder of brick, brick, brick. It's always at the back of my mind. I've always got to have it. I've always got to go and get it. When I eat brick, it's like a drug to a drug addict. You feel good for a while until you need it again.
You could just hear her go into town and it just crunch, crunch, crunch. You get like a little cringe feeling, like, you know, when you hear it. You know? But obviously to Patrice, it's heaven.
I started eating brick in my late teens. I got the idea to do it from my grandma, who told me that my auntie and uncle, when they were kids, they used to dig the wall and taste it. One day I ended up trying it myself and I couldn't really stop. Throughout the day, this is about how much brick I would consume. I eat brick from my bedroom, my grandmother's bedroom, and the bathroom.
This is really distressing. This is the part she did. And not a whole lot she take at once. She take little by little and she put it to the back of her mouth. I don't know.
This is a poster that I'd use to cover up the evidence. I use different tools, screwdrivers, scissors, whatever I can to get the brick out the wall so I can eat it. It's taken 4 months to make a 3-foot hole in my bedroom wall. Roughly in about a year, I would say, I could finish that whole wall.
Usually what I do is just start lint rolling it. And sometimes hair be in there, and I have to pull it out. I should be able to lick it like that, and nothing get caught on my tongue. But he is ready to go. My name is Jennifer, and I'm addicted to eating mattresses. I like my mattress plain and straight up. I know mayonnaise, butter, none of that. There's like a hard texture, like my taste buds to go, kind of like a guitar.
When I found out that Jennifer eats mattresses, I was just dumbfounded. I was like, oh, it blew my mind that she did that.
Wow.
Hold on. I make sure, like, when my mom's not gonna be in her room, or I could be in her room. So, like, let's say when she get in the shower, tiptoeing in here to get it. The reason why I'm not eating my own mattress is because I ate my mattress already. I start off with the good stuff. The good stuff to me is the pillow top itself. Then I go down to this part. I cut it. After that, I just start ripping it as I go. I get to a piece. I'm done with the mattress when it smells funny, or if I get down to where it's just springs. I usually, when I crave to eat some mattress, it usually be after 2 o'clock after I eat. I'm urged. I need to urge. I gotta have it. Gotta have it. For some reason, after sex, I would want some. The side effects of eating mattresses is gas is really the only one you have. It enters my body and leaves my body. It goes through my system and goes out.
I'm very concerned about her health and like her digestive system. Cause I have seen it in the toilet. It comes out in whole pieces.
It was all the sponge that I was eating. I was like, it clogged up the toilet, like it's just sitting there. If I was that desperate to get it out, I could take it and wash it, do everything I did to it, and I could use it again if I wanted, if I was that desperate. Ain't that strange.
Plastic bags?
My name is Robert. I'm 23. I live with my fiance, and I'm addicted to eating plastic bags. My favorite bags are the bags off the newspaper. I start off my day by eating a whole bag. The first taste of that plastic in the morning is the best part of my day.
The plastic eating thing's a little weird.
I've noticed over years that each color of plastic has its own different taste and texture. This right here is my favorite because it's chewy, it's malleable, and it's just delicious. Heaven.
He started when he was about 7 years old, and it has gotten worse and worse. Every time I see him, he's always chewing.
When I run out of my morning stash, I usually drive around the neighborhood and see if I can find me some more plastic bags. All right, we got 2 bags right here. Well, when I find one, I'll take the plastic bag off and leave the newspaper there. Sometimes I get nervous and that somebody's gonna come outside and see me, but I have to have plastic. I'm set for the rest of the day now. I ain't got to go out and look for any more plastic. That's a good day. My need to eat plastic has grown over the years now to where I also like grocery bags and garbage bags.
That's really all he eats. I have to try to make him eat like some kind of vegetables or fruit. Want some apples?
A grocery store bag is a lot tougher than a newspaper bag. You can chew it into smaller pieces and swallow it easier, but it's kind of rough.
Would you like it in paper or plastic?
Plastic. Sometimes I go like a day and a half without eating food because I've ate so much plastic.
I'm marrying someone that eats plastic. Just embarrassing. I don't think he realizes how serious it is. He has to stop before it gets worse or something terrible happens.
I think it's something she should accept and get over because I'm not going to stop eating plastic.
My name's Teresa. I'm 44 years old. I live in Bedford, Virginia. Pretty day today. And I'm addicted to eating rocks. I don't think I would be able to function every day if I didn't eat some quantity of rock.
Teresa has been addicted to eating rocks for more than 20 years. She was initially attracted to the earthy smell.
I was just out walking one day. I had no intention of biting into it or chewing it, but I did, and once I did that, I was hooked on them.
Now Teresa can't go more than a few hours without eating rocks.
It's the grittiness of it and the earthy taste. I actually like how it feels on my teeth when I'm crunching them up.
I'm very worried about Teresa. When your body can't handle what you're putting inside of it, it's gonna rebel against you.
Teresa's favorite type of rock is a mixture of several minerals, including granite. She uses a hammer to break them up into bite-sized pieces.
This is about the size I like it because it's not as hard to swallow. I would normally take a piece like this and normally just put it in my mouth or bite on it, or just put the whole piece in my mouth and get the earthy taste off of it.
Wow. 2 pounds
I
of
will
rocks.
eat them in front of anybody. I'm not ashamed of it, so it doesn't really bother me. I eat it at home, of course, watching TV, movies, in my bedroom, driving down the road. I do eat more rocks when I'm nervous or upset. It does bring me down and makes me feel more calm.
When my mom eats rocks, it's kind of like she goes to La La Land. She doesn't seem to be paying attention to anything going on around her.
Teresa even drives up to an hour away to reach the rocks that make her mouth water.
This is one of my places that I come to get the rocks. I like it because it's actually in the dirt banks, and it's really good pieces for crushing up and eating. Other people have told me to worry about animals using the bathroom and things like that, or oil leaks, or anything that might get on the rocks, but I don't care to wash them.
Teresa's addiction to eating rocks hasn't come without a price.
I've had a tooth break before from eating rocks. I have a few choking experiences while driving the car. Actually, pieces lodged in my throat, and it scared me. I've had a lot of stomach pain. I've had blood in my stools and trouble with going to the bathroom.
I've told my mom many times what could happen to her. She's taken it pretty lightly, I think.
He actually aggravates me. Anytime he finds my rocks, he throws them away. Don't throw them away, please.
I think it's going to take all of us, her friends, her family, everyone to say, you need to put these away.
I'm not ready to stop, and I don't think there's anything that would make me stop.
Oh, that makes me sick.
My name is Allison. I'm 19 years old. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm addicted to eating rubber tires.
What?
The
Rubber
tire
tires?
pieces taste really chemically, like a shock to your taste buds. Oh, it's amazing.
For the past 6 years, Allison has been addicted to eating tires. Morning, noon, and night, she snacks on the black rubber, consuming up to 14 pounds per month. Her addiction is so intense, she even stashes tire shavings throughout her house.
The texture of the rubber pieces is kind of like beef jerky, and your teeth like springing off of it. It's a workout for your jaw.
I think eating tires is weird, period. And it's just, I mean, it's crazy eating that rubber.
This is the size I like to eat. I get 3 or 4, and I twist them together, and I'll chew them until they lose like their chemical taste, and I swallow them. It doesn't matter about the time of the day, it's just whenever I need it. Making sure they're clean is kind of a concern for me because I don't want to get sick from something that might have been on the floor.
And thanks to her fiance, Allison has an endless supply of tire shavings to feed her addiction.
My fiance works at a tire plant, and pretty much every time he comes home, he has some, or it's in his pants.
But pieces of tires aren't the only thing Allison uses to feed her addiction.
I also like rubber bands, rubber glue, bouncy balls. I've also tried dog chew toys, but I don't like it because the rubber's harder.
6 years ago, Allison's addiction started as a replacement for gum.
I saw some rubber, and I was like, this could save money because it's free. So I chewed it, and I don't think I've bought much gum since. I've always had some kind of stomach issue, but as far as I know, what goes in comes out, and there ain't no problems in the middle.
I'm scared she's gonna keep on doing this. It's gonna kill her. Because there's a lot of chemicals we put in that rubber, poison pretty much. But she won't listen to me one bit. She's hard-headed, stubborn. Stop doing that crap.
Why?
It's gonna kill you.
You didn't get a PhD in medical, so hush. I don't see any health issues. I don't see any money being lost. I don't see it hurting anybody. There's nothing wrong with eating tires, so there's no way I want to stop.
Well, you're gonna stop if he quits bringing it home. Oh my gosh. Alright, well that was a pretty nice, successful stream. I think I'll go ahead and be done now. Check out the podcast if you haven't already, and feel free to join the Discord community, which actually we are doing movie nights and stuff like that. Thanks so much for watching, and I'm so happy to be able to do this to entertain you and for my own happiness. Have a great day, and careful about having strange addictions like this. It makes me sick to watch this. Alright, bye. Drink some water.